Hey guys, it's Andre, and on today's episode, I am going to be talking to you about Fisherman Joe and the Garden Coin. So, if you've never heard of it, stick around. I'll tell you my opinion on it and how much money it's made me. And if you have, stick around anyway so you could see and hear my opinion and thoughts about it. So, before I jump right into that, disclaimer, this is not financial advice. Any opinion or recommendation that I make is my personal opinion. You have to do your own research and make those decisions based off of your research and your decision making, not mine. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about Fisherman Joe, and mainly really about these gaming DeFi mechanisms and protocols that are starting to sprout out of everywhere. So first thing I want to point out is how early we are into the space of DeFi gaming, where you can earn money within playing a video game. Like there's projects and stuff like that working on that as well, but like this is going to become something where you could create passive income within your own video game. Right? So I mean, like imagine, like think about like GTA, where in GTA you could like invest in the stock market, the GTA stock market, and put it in the bank. Like imagine that becomes a real world value, and everything that you earn in there is you could transfer and actually have US dollars with, or whatever fiat that you're working with, and actually use that to purchase and pay your bills. Like that is the direction we are going in, and I'm extremely excited about it. But as you can tell, like it's like we're back in the 80s. Like the designs on all of these games that I'm seeing that provide these are just so simple, like pixelated. Like the old version of Nintendo, right? Like that is how early we are, is because this is as complex as we could get at the moment. And so when you're getting into some of these games, again, we'll talk about whether I really like Fisherman Joe or not in a second, but when you're getting into these, you got to realize you're getting into these are going to be classic. These are going to be like, oh, remember, 2 years ago when all you'd be able to do is just put, your token in there and it would just earn you fish, right? Like these are idle games. Those of you who've played idle games in the App Store, Google Play Store, like that's what these are right now. Eventually it'll most likely get into the VR, AR, role-playing games, card games, anything game related you'll be able to do. But right now, what we're looking at is idle games. So there's quite a few of them out there today. I'm gonna be talking about Fisherman Joe, and my personal opinion and thoughts about it. But again, like I'm just saying, it's so exciting that I could just play a game and it earns me money. So without further ado, my opinion about Fisherman Joe, and let me tell you right now, the Garden Coin, the one that you're actually earning in this, they recently announced that anybody who was doing a video could potentially win a bunch of money, and I was all like, hey, I might as well make a video and just see what happens. I don't think I'm going to win, purely just because this video, I'm going to tell you just how much I don't like this game. I don't at all. I don't like what they're doing. I don't like what's happening. I don't like the factors that have changed since I got into this game. It's not good. It's no fun. So first of all, okay, the website, there's nothing that interesting about it. Like there's nothing, like everything that you're supposed to know is within like a couple of sentences, but like there's no calculations. There's no real way of determining what the value of my what actual percentage I'm earning from the value of the fish that I have and the fishermen's that I have, unless you actually start typing in what you're going to be depositing. And then it tells you, oh, if you deposit 1 token, you will get 54 fishermen. Like that's the only way. And so I have to go and do all of this backwards math just to figure out how much I'm making on a day-to-day basis. And here's where it gets even worse. So it's not designed very well. And not only is it not designed great, I've seen some good DeFi games out there, but it's just, as the prices are going down, they're just constantly inflating the amount of fishermen that it takes just for one. Like, it's just constantly just pushing the value of my token and the value of my fishermen down in a downwards direction. I'm earning less and less based off of what's happening, and it's driving me crazy. Like, there's no, like, they didn't really think this one through. And that's what the issue is. I mean, what I mean by that is, when I first got into this, the price of TGC was $16, okay? And for one TGC, I would get 4 fishermen, right? 4, right? So 1 is 4. So if I have 10, that's too difficult of math. If I have 12 fishermen total, that means I have about 3 TGC working for me, and at $16, right? Math is what, like $48 right there. So I know that I'm earning 3% on 48, right? But here's what is happening is the token itself is now down to $4. It's just significant. It's just on a downward hill. And granted, don't get me wrong, a lot of the market is down, but 75% within like a week or two since I've really been involved with this project. It went from 16 to 4, and it's probably, when I wake up in the morning, it's probably going to be zero, not zero, but like even lower. But on top of that, one TGC is now giving me 62 fishermen, right? So what that means is it went from 1 to 4 to 1 to 62. That is a huge inflation, because I still have those 4, but those 4 are now making me less because 1 is worth more. And so that's where it's just like, makes no sense, right? Like, if I spent 4 to get 16, but now I spend 1 to get 100, or 1 to get 60, realistically I had 5 in there, but it's only acting as if I only have like 3. So that's where it's just like, what? How does that make sense? So, to be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of it. Not a huge fan of how it works and how it's working. I know that they have other things that they're trying to do and accomplish and launch, but I went from making about $2 or $3 a day to about 67 cents. Like, you know, like all my other projects, I'm, you know, as they're going down, I'm making enough interest on it that it's, you know, relatively still, you know, even to what I initially put in, and or just tiny bit down on a day-to-day basis. This is the only one that it drastically declined how much I'm actually earning in passive income, to the point that I told myself, at the level that I'm at right now, I told myself, if anything is giving me less than at least $1, which I know $1 is not very much, but at the moment, if anything's giving me at least less than $1 per day on daily income passive, or on passive income daily, I'm done with it. I'm ditching it, right? Problem is, I don't get my initial tokens back, and they're just gonna constantly, for the rest of their life, earn, that fish is gonna earn for it. There's really no limit set, so I can, you know, look back 3 months down the road, and if TGC is like $100 per token and I've earned and just haven't collected like 100 of them, like that would be nice. But right now I don't even have it on my portfolio anymore, like on my spreadsheet. I've just completely removed it. Like, I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not going to go in the morning and say, oh, hey, like it's worth, like, it's like, it costs me more in gas to be able to compound or sell it than it does to just let it sit there. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I don't plan on adding any more to it. I don't plan on compounding anytime soon. I plan on just coming back to it in about a month or two and just seeing where it's at. And frankly, you know, you do your own research, but frankly, personally, I just would not get involved with this project. Not saying that it's a scam by any means. This isn't me telling you that it's a scam. I just don't like the business. I don't like the way that it's operating. I don't like what they're doing. I no longer want to participate in it. So that's my personal opinion. I apologize to the team. If they watch this, you know, hopefully there's a bunch of changes that are made. And if I said anything incorrect and you want to comment below like, oh, hey, actually this is how it works, great, fantastic, let's start a conversation, you know, but end of the day, it's going to take quite a bit to convince me that this is still something worth checking out and investing in. So that's it. So what I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I got a bunch of other videos coming up for you later on this week. So stay tuned for that. If you have questions, comment them below. I will most likely answer them through my TikTok. TikTok is where I'll go and make more recent updates on anything that I've seen, in my opinion, on news, on the DeFi projects that I'm following. So definitely go follow that. But just like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever it takes. If you liked my analysis, if you liked what I had to say. That's really it. Thanks for watching.